Hello, I'm Molly, and this is Care Experts, brought to you by CareCredit and Pets Best. Together, the CareCredit credit card and Pets Best pet health insurance provide all the financial tools that can help you be the best pet parent you can be. Today, we have joining us Dr. Ayeley Okine from the Sage Veterinary Centers in San Francisco, California. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. We are
Good.
very excited to have you here to talk about cat hygiene. I'm going to start with just a basic question. How do I keep my cat clean?
So cats are actually pretty fastidious creatures. They want to be clean. We just have to provide them with access and the ability to stay clean. So the big thing is to make sure that, especially the litter box, so that there is a discrete litter box, that the litter is clean. We usually recommend doing a full scrub down, a full complete clean once a week.
That's a lot of great information. And as you mentioned, cats are great at bathing themselves. But do I need to bathe my cat?
Usually not, unless there's some reason to have to do it. So there are cats that, again, if they can't clean themselves and get soiled, that you may have to bathe them to really help to keep them clean. But typically, most cats will be able to keep themselves clean, and you may only have to help if they either can't get to a certain area or if they get dirty or soiled.
And if my cat, let's say, decides to roll in the flower bed or get super dirty somehow, and I think, okay, I need to give them a bath, but my cat hates water. I don't want to give them anxiety. Are there any other alternative ways of cleaning my cat?
So you can do kind of the spot cleaning with the baby wipes. There are some companies that will make even like a waterless shampoo that you can actually spray and wipe. So there are some alternatives to actually doing kind of the bathtub or the sink bathing. And then if your pet's really dirty and you really have to kind of get in there and get mats and really clean and scrub, another option would be to have your vet give you a sedative to be able to give so that you can give your pet a bath without having to really struggle or cause a lot of undue stress. And I would say anything that you think you might want to do with your cat, do as a kitten. Even if you don't have to bathe the kitten, do it. Get them used to water, get them used to having their nails trimmed.
That's so smart. Teach them young, and then it'll stick with them for life.
Exactly, exactly.
Absolutely. So I just want to, you said baby wipes. So baby wipes are safe for cats?
Correct. Yep.
Okay,
I
great.
wouldn't use anything with any alcohol or any really harsh ingredients in it. So most of the baby wipes, because they're made for babies, are going to be really safe.
If my cat is comfortable with a bath, can I use human shampoo on the cat? Do I need to get specific pet safe shampoo?
I would get pet safe shampoo. Some of the ingredients in human shampoos can actually be toxic to cats and dogs. So I would pick a reputable company. I would pick a pet safe product.
So how often should I be brushing my cat?
So it depends a little bit on why you're brushing them. If you're doing it more for upkeep, kind of loosen some of those loose furs and kind of remove those, you probably don't have to get too crazy. I would say to probably do it once every couple of weeks, once a month. You can do it when you notice that your cat is shedding a lot or if they start to look a little bit rough. If you're doing it more to prevent mats and your cat is having trouble getting to certain areas, you might actually have to do it every couple of days. So it really just depends on why you're doing it.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And in a similar fashion, how often should I be trimming my cat's nails?
Okay, this will be a little also vary depending on kind of what your pet is doing. Cats that go indoor and outdoor, they're probably going to need their nails a little bit more if they're climbing and exploring. So that would be something I'd probably only do maybe once a month. If your cat's indoors, especially if they are cats that like to claw on different surfaces, you may have to do it once a week or once every other week. So it just depends on how how much they're wearing down their nails on their own. And the more active and the more they climb and have objects to scratch, the less often you'll have to do it.
Okay, gotcha. And do you have any advice on the easiest way to trim my cat's nails?
um, I would say if you can get someone to help you, that's probably best, and to make it fun. So if there's something your cat really likes to eat or a certain treat, make it a special event where when they get their nails trimmed, they get that extra little piece of tuna, or they get something that they don't usually have access to. So it's fun, or a game that you can play afterwards. It's probably easiest to either do it while they're asleep if you don't have anyone helping you. And that way, hopefully they're not aware that you're doing it. And I've even had some people, one day they'll do one foot, the next day they'll do another foot, and they'll break it up like that.
That's great. And what's the best way if I need to clean my cat's paws? How should I do that?
So same sort of thing. I would probably use baby wipes, or even just a wet towel, wet washcloth. Dawn is actually okay. So that would be one human product that is okay to use, especially if you need to suds up the foot a little bit and you don't necessarily want to use a whole shampoo. But I would say probably baby wipes are going to be best, and that way you can actually just wipe each foot without leaving a whole lot of water on the cat's paw for them to get upset about.
Okay. And then cat's ears. Do I need to clean my cat's ears? How do I do that?
So typically I recommend for dogs definitely cleaning ears, especially if they have more of the floppy ears. Cats, because their ears for the most part kind of stand up and are pretty aerated, so a lot of air can get into the actual canal. It's not something that you really have to do on a routine basis. There are some pet safe ear cleaners that you can use more for maintenance, either once every 2 weeks or once a month, to just kind of keep down the amount of debris. But I would only really clean a cat's ears because they hate it. I'd probably only do it if you're starting to notice that there's a problem. If they're pawing at their ear, rubbing, their head on the carpet, just uncomfortable, or you're starting to see a lot of debris in their ear.
That makes a lot of sense too, and they don't like it. So,
No.
do you have any suggestions on keeping a deodorized litter area and how to do that?
Yeah, so what you can do, so there are some litters that kind of tout being deodorized, that it's just kind of an all-in-one product. You also can use some of the baking soda in there as well to help deodorize the litter, kind of sprinkle in between. There are products that I believe Arm & Hammer makes that you can actually put in there to help really keep it clean. And then also just scooping the litter frequently. So, if you know that your cat has been in there and you want to just get rid of that, malodorous material, you can just scoop it and be done with it.
That's great. That's really good advice.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you have any suggestions on how to decrease cat hair in the home?
I wish there was, a magic fix for that. Because definitely, I think with all of us having pets, we have pet hair, and it's something that you just really can't avoid. So again, if you can brush your pet and kind of decrease the amount that they're going to shed, that's going to be really helpful. But really, it's just cleaning. So vacuuming. I know my colleague she has a lot of pets, so she keeps a Roomba going every day so that she doesn't have to do it herself. I try to vacuum, at least once or twice a week, and just try to keep up with the pet hair. They talk about, especially if you have allergies, not having carpets, because carpets are going to really trap that hair and dander.
Great. All great words of wisdom for hair. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Okine, thank you so much for joining us to talk all things cat hygiene. I learned a lot, so thank you very much.
You are absolutely welcome, and thanks for having me.
Thanks. We can't wait to talk to you again.
Sounds good.
More episodes of Care Experts can be found at carecredit.com/careexperts. All of our featured Care Experts recommend and accept the CareCredit credit card, which is accepted at hundreds of thousands of provider locations nationwide. For more information on how Pets Best Pet Insurance can cover up to 90% of your pet's unexpected eligible veterinary expenses, visit petsbest.com. Or for more information on the CareCredit credit card, go to carecredit.com.
Thanks for joining us on Care Experts with CareCredit. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share with friends and family. And stay tuned for new episodes every week. All information, opinions, and recommendations discussed in this episode are for your information only. We believe the information sources are generally reliable, but because of possible human or mechanical error by the sources, Synchrony or its affiliates, including CareCredit, does not provide warranty to the accuracy, quality, or completeness of the information or any results obtained from it. Any statement or opinions in this episode are the doctor's alone, and included data was current to the time of creating this episode. Please consult your own advisors before using any of this information. Pet insurance coverage offered and administered by Pets Best Insurance Services, LLC, is underwritten by American Pet Insurance Company, a New York insurance company headquartered at 6100 4th Avenue South, Suite 200, Seattle, Washington, 98108, or Independence American Insurance Company, a Delaware insurance company located at 11333 North Scottsdale Road, Suite 160, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85254. Pets Best Insurance Services, LLC, California agency number 0F37530, is a licensed insurance agency located at 10840 Ballantine Commons Parkway, Charlotte, North Carolina 28277. Each insurer has sole financial responsibility for its own products. Please refer to your declarations page to determine the underwriter for your policy. Terms and conditions apply. See your policy for details.